So, 3 weeks ago, as of tomorrow, I lost my dad. Probably seen a lot about it in the media, not in a very nice way. My dad didn't want to die, but he also didn't want to live with the thought that the farm might disappear at the hands of the government. You know, he's worked all his life. He was a third generation farmer. I'm now the fourth generation farmer, and he could not bear the thought that the government has brought this new inheritance tax legislation in that would take the farm off future generations, not just me but also my children. I mean, that pain, you know, you've worked all your life, 7 days a week, unsociable hours, very few holidays, few days off, you know, for not a lot of income. Yes, you know, farms might be asset rich, there might be a lot of value in the land, but we don't realise that value. If we wanted to realise the value, we'd sell up and put it in some sort of investment, you know, and live the life of luxury, but we don't. The land doesn't really belong to any of us. It didn't really belong to my dad, didn't really belong to my granddad, it'll never belong to me. We're just guardians of this land. We look after it for the next generation, and hopefully that generation will then look after it for the generation after that. You know, all this you see here, this wouldn't be here without farmers. Farmers keep the countryside as it is. People talk about protecting the countryside, but the countryside is the way it is because of the way it's farmed, and the small farmers are the ones that keep that tradition going. So for the government to try and take that away, and there's no way we could survive, you know, if we had to find a huge inheritance tax bill, just nowhere. There isn't any cash spare in the system. There's barely enough cash to live. So how on earth the government think we're going to find that sort of money, I do not know. Only way we could do it is sell off a chunk of the farm, which would make it totally unviable, you know, and then if we sold the chunk of the farm off, where would it go? It'd probably go where we are. We're surrounded by big conurbations, probably go to some sort of either for horse paddocks or, you know, people that wanted to just play. It wouldn't be farmed. That farming tradition would be lost, and that is what we're trying to save. We don't want any more families going through this, and I know there are a lot of families that are really struggling at the moment with the thought of how they're going to get through this inheritance crisis. It's a nightmare. It really is. It's a nightmare. I don't know. My dad might have been the first. He's not going to be the last if they don't sort this out. You know what? We've got 18 months till this comes in. How are people going to sort this out in 18 months? They're not. So, you know, suicide is at a seriously high rate in agriculture as it is, and this is just going to increase it. It's going to devastate a lot more families. There's going to be a lot more suicides in agriculture if this isn't sorted out. You know, we've gone through foot and mouth, we've gone through blue tongue, MVZs, cattle TB, you know, everything we've thrown at us, all the red tape that's thrown at us, we get through it. But this is just the final nail in the coffin. You know, people just cannot see a way through it. There just isn't a way through it without selling chunks of the farms off and making it unviable. I mean, all we want to do is farm. We want to create food, good food, kept in, you know, this sort of surroundings, and put it on the shelves for the consumer, you know, so they're fed. That's all we want to do. And you've got people in the Labour Party saying we don't need farmers. Well, good luck. Get rid of the farmers, you get rid of the food. So, you know, don't bite the hand that feeds you. It's distressing. I mean, for our family it's utterly distressing, but there's many more families that are going through this distress right now that just haven't got a way out, and I really do hope that nobody else takes this way out, because it's truly devastating.